welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today, on part 3 of the Denim series, I'm going to show you how I actually list my jeans using templates. If you recall, in the first video in the series where I measured the jeans, I write down all of the measurements on a scratch piece of paper. I actually tape that to the wall directly above my laptop so that I can reference it while I'm listing. You don't have to tape yours to the wall, but if you did write yours down on a scratch paper, you want to have them near you at this point so that you can quickly reference them. You also want to make sure that you have templates set up, not just for jeans, for everything you guys list. Templates are so important because they enable you to preset templates for listing, and when you're on eBay listing, you can go into these templates and just quickly fill in a few details rather than all of them. So you're basically setting yourself up for success and to list more quickly. The more quickly you list, the faster you get items into the store, the less time you're spending on listing every day. It's just a really good benefit to have the templates. If it normally takes you an hour to do 5 listings, and a template increases your speed to 8 listings an hour, that it's worth the time to go in and set them up ahead of time. It does take a little bit of time to set them up ahead of time, so just pick a day and set aside some time and set them up. If you don't have templates set up, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, or you don't know how to do it, I do have a back to basics video on how to set up templates, and I'll have that pop up at the end of the video for you guys. So let's just jump right on into listing a pair of jeans. I'm going to go through the entire process from beginning to end with you guys, and you're going to get to watch me do it and see exactly how I do it. So when you're in your active listings on the Seller Hub, down here on the left, you'll see listing templates. That's where all the templates that you create are going to be saved, and you guys can see I have them for just about everything. So I'm going to go down to women's jeans, and you click the down arrow. Next to it, it's always going to be the edit button. You're going to have to click your down arrow and create listing. That'll pop up to this window, and this will be the pre-created template for the item that you're listing. You can see I have women's jeans in the title. I have the category for eBay, the category for our store pre-chosen, they're pre-owned. I have the description there. And down here in the description box, I have all of the places for the measurements to go in, the condition, the location. So I have something like this set up for everything that we list. Of course, plush is going to look different than shoes, so our description box is always going to vary a little bit depending on the item, but they all have the same basic thing. I have fixed price here. We do 30 days buyer return on jeans. On women's tops and men's tops templates that I have, this will already be preset to seller because we do free returns on first class. I already have my jeans template preset to padded flat, free shipping, with the secondary option of priority mail. And I already have the weight preset to 1 to 2 pounds. I do have to change that and the shipping when I'm doing first class jeans, but I like to keep the template preset for jeans that are going to go on a padded flat because that's more common than the first class ones. So what I do when I first come into my template is I get the photos downloading, because that's going to be the most time consuming process, is downloading those photos. So you should have a dedicated place on your computer where you're dumping all your photos into, if you list from the computer and not the phone, so you can easily get to them. So in my Hippo Hut folder, where I keep everything for our business, I have a dedicated folder called Photos for Listing, and this is where I dump everything in. These are actually already listed. I forgot to delete them. Let's do that now. So I'm going to list these jeans here, and you guys can see, like I demonstrated in the video where I showed you how I photograph, there's the picture there, there's the jeans on the scale with the weight and the location, and it divides this pair of jeans from the next. There it is for that pair. So it's always at the end of every pair of jeans, I have their weight and their location, and then I know the next pair is starting. So we're going to download these photos, and while those get to downloading, I'm going to go back into my folder of my photos for listing, and I'm going to grab that picture of the weight and the location so I can look at it. It's going to take a minute to load, I guess. And so I know that these are fine the way they already are with the padded flat and the weight being 1 to 2 pounds. And I know my location is CO-12. That goes up here in the SKU line. CO-12. We also put the month that we list the jeans and the starting price. So these are Talbot's newest tags. I'm going to see if they have an MSRP on them. They do. They have an MSRP of $99. So whenever I have new jeans with tags or any clothing with MSRP, I always put that in the title. It does take up valuable real estate in your title. So if you don't have room to put the MSRP in your title, I wouldn't worry about it too much. In fact, this is going to be at the very end, as you'll see. It's not that important, but I do like to have it up there if there's room for it. But because it's new with tags, I know I'm going to have to change this. And I'm going to have to change my condition down here in the description box, new with tags. If these were used, I obviously wouldn't have put the MSRP up here, and I would have left those alone as they were preset to used. Then I'm going to put the price in. I have a general rule that I take 30% off of the MSRP to start on new clothes. Most people would recommend 40 to 50% off or comping them. I'm going to tell you as a teacher on eBay that you should absolutely be comping them, and you should absolutely be pricing them competitively with the comps that you find. I, however, have a system that works for me. I don't comp, I just knock 30% off, but you guys know that I do price really high typically. And I am also very patient and willing to sit on items to get the price I want or very close to it. So I have to tell you, as a teacher, you should absolutely comp these and not just take 30% off the way I do, but that is the way I do it. So they're $99, which is like $100. So we'll say $70. Let's just do the math on a calculator. So $69 would be what I would price these at. However, we start everything at 25% above. So I will put these at $86.25. We run sales in our store 24 hours a day, around the clock, 20% off. They start and end every 2 to 3 days. When one ends, an hour later another one starts. The only exception is the weekends. We do 25% off. And on holidays, we sometimes do 25% off. So we start all of our items priced high, but we also add an additional 25% to that price. So when the sale grabs this item, it will go on sale for $69. That's exactly the price I wanted for it, but it's on sale. It gets the boost in the searches, and buyers are attracted to things that are on sale. I will leave best offer on it as I do on everything, and probably be willing to accept $55 to $60 on these. If you like your prices to end in $99, you can just take a penny off, and that will make them $68.99. So always double check your photos, because sometimes eBay likes to glitch out. It likes to wig out a little bit. The photo it messed up on there, it looks like it wasn't anything important, so I'm just going to cut it out. So with the jeans, the way I photograph them, you guys saw that if you watched the How I Photograph Jeans video. I lay them out on that poster board, and I do the aerial shot with my Android. I always have to crop them, because the setting on the Android that kind of shrinks the picture to allow you to get the whole shot of the jeans does get all this extra stuff here. You can see the mannequins there and the floor. So I always crop them. These are the only two that I will mess with jeans. The only two photographs that I will mess with any kind of editing or any kind of cropping is the front and back full-length photos. I crop those so that all we have in the photo is the jeans and none of that extra background stuff. And it's all set. So I'll go up here and I'll type Talbot's women's jeans. They are size 0. And you guys can see I typed SZ. When folks type in the full word size, yours will still show up in the search engines if you just type SZ. It doesn't exclude you from people who type out the full word in the searches, but it saves you some room in the title so you have more room to type in all the goodies you want to type in, your keywords and such. I usually determine if the jeans are flare, boot cut, skinny, straight leg by how they look and how they measure. And in the first video of this series where I showed you how I measure jeans, I gave you guys some educational materials in the description box, photographs and articles and stuff on how to tell if they're flare, boot cut, etc. The only exception to that is when the manufacturer or the brand of the jeans tells me what they are. Even if their jeans say they're flare or say they're boot cut or say they're skinny and that directly contradicts what you know to be true from the measurements, you better go with what the jeans actually say. So even if you know what they're claiming the style to be is contradicting the measurements, go with what the manufacturer says. If it has tags or if it says it anywhere on the jeans that they are a specific style, that is what you want to use. So we know that these are flare. They're flawless 5-pocket. They're slimming. These are all keywords I'm collecting in my head to use up top. Flawless 5 pockets, flare, and they're slimming. And according to the measurements I took, they're also mid-rise. And they are medium wash. So let's see how many keywords we can get in up here. They're also a petite, so I will put a P on the 0 there. They're flare. I always put the style first. When you're doing the keywords in your titles, you want to follow the formula that eBay suggests, which is brand, gender, what they are, size, and then keywords. And keywords should always go from most important to least. And in my mind, whether they're flare, boot cut, skinny, jeggings, or anything like that, that's most important to people who are searching for jeans. They look for the boot cut or the flare, etc. These are mid-rise, they're slimming, and they're medium wash denim. And that's all I'm going to get in there. So the flawless 5-pocket to me is not so important of a keyword. I would rather have the slimming, mid-rise, the medium wash, the word denim, and the MSRP. So now I've crammed all my keywords in there. That's good to go. I know my categories are set because of my templates. I'll double check that this says new with tags. And down here it'll fill some of this in for you. Whatever it doesn't fill in, you gotta fill in. The inseam on these is 28.5 inches. Look, it filled in a lot for me. I always put in the exact material here, so I know it's 93% cotton. I have to go up and down sometimes because to look, to get everything. See, I already forgot because I'm talking polyester and spandex. 1% spandex. These don't really have any of these keywords as a style, so I'll leave that alone. I know it zips closed. Leg styles flared, they're slimming. And you can always look in through the additional item specifics to see if there's anything else you want to include, like maybe the country where they were made. These were made in China. Took me a minute to find that. Sorry, guys. So we'll put China there. They're not distressed or any of that. Pocket type. We'll put 5-pocket design there because they are the flawless 5 pockets. And then down here, I will type women's medium wash denim mid-rise flare jeans. Maybe I'll add slimming. Slimming, whoops. Now there's no hard and fast rules to how you do this in your description, guys. This is just the way I prefer to do it. You can put mid-rise flare slimming jeans, medium wash denim, Talbot's women's, medium, you know, whatever order you want to put this in. I consider this an additional title. This is just the way I like to do it. And then I'll just fill this in down the line off of the sheet of paper I have here where I had written down the measurements. And this is why it's good to have that close by, right where you can see it, so you can just go down the line and fill it in. Once I get that filled in, I'll double check my price. And I usually double check my condition, just in case, like I said, like with this, I had to change it to new with tags, or just in case it had tears or rips or any kind of flaws or anything that you had typed in this box up here that you had included. Where is that box? This one. So I couldn't find it because these aren't pre-owned. But this box here, where you normally type stuff in, you want to make sure that that matches your description. So I usually just double check that real quick. Make sure the price is good. Make sure I have my return policies and my shipping policies the way I want them. And then I list it. And that's it. So once you get your template set up, you can have everything preset like that, and you can just go in and fill in the specifics to the pair of jeans that you're listing. And you may have to change a few things here and there, like if you have your template set to padded flats and you have a lighter pair of jeans, you would need to change your shipping policy and prices and how it's shipping first class. You could change, you would need to change new with tags if it was new with tags and your template was good used. But the thing is, you can set up as many templates as you want. So if you really want to get froggy about it, you could have women's jeans template for first class, a women's jeans template for padded flats, one for used, one for new with tags. It's whatever you want to do. Like I said, it does take a couple minutes to set up templates, more than a couple minutes, let's be honest. It takes a little while to set them up the first time, but once they're set up and you can just go in and use them over and over again when you're listing, and you don't have to worry about filling in so much, it is such a time saver. So I absolutely recommend creating templates and using those. You can be as specific as you want. Like I said, you can do one for used and one for new. I just have one basic one for women's jeans. There's a couple things I have to change here and there. But that is exactly how I list, and that is how I can get through 20 pairs of jeans in like an hour, because I use the templates. I'm filling things in really quickly. Don't expect that you're going to be able to do that many an hour when you're new, or if you're just starting with jeans. By no means compare yourself to me. By no means compete with me. When I first started doing jeans, it took me an hour to do a couple of pairs. I didn't measure that fast. I was really slow with photographs. Listing took me forever. Then I discovered templates and I got a little bit faster. But, and I have said this in this series and the other two videos as well, you're going to be slow at first. You're going to get faster with time, with repetition, and with experience. Templates increase the speed, but doing this over and over in the experience will increase it. Also, I don't comp. So very rarely, if I have a new to me brand of jeans, I will comp them, but that's very rarely anymore that I come across a pair I don't, or I'm not familiar with, or I've never listed before. I have a basic price in my head for every single brand that I source. I know what I want for them, and I just know what price to plug in. And then again, with new with tags, I kind of cheat that a little bit and just take 30% off the MSRP, which I don't recommend to anyone until you're very experienced. When you have a ton of feedback, when you have a ton of listings and you can sit and be patient, listings a little too high, and you have the feedback and everything to back you up for the higher prices with the buyers. So that would be my takeaway with this video. Make sure that you have your templates. Make sure you're comping everything. And don't worry about how fast you are, because you're just going to get faster with time. Alright guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up if you would before you leave. It does certainly help the channel. You can join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. Link is in the description box. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos across all social media. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are the best. Go be productive and go make some money. Bye.